Like when you say all these names, you just think about
Right.
just the level of talent that was in
One
roster.
room.
That's crazy. So all right, so you guys win the first one, then you go back to back, right? Now there's expectation,
Yes, it was.
right? Like there is expectation, but then there's change
Yes, it is.
because expectation is happening, and things are like guys are now feeling a little bit tired, entitled. But now you lose Jimmy.
Yeah.
After the second one, you lose
Yeah.
Jimmy, and things change. What was that like, right? You win your second one, and now you're on top of the world, and all of a sudden, the dynamics of who you are, I'll say, for all intents and purposes, I'll say the co-developer of the dynasty of the
Right.
Cowboys, because
Right.
I'll give Jerry his credit.
Right.
But we all know that a lot of it had
Yeah.
to do, like you just said, just the talent evaluator of who Jimmy Johnson
Right.
was is gone.
Yeah.
Like, in that moment, what is the feeling? Like, what is the feeling from Nate Newton? What is the feeling for the locker room? Is it stunned? Is it like, what the hell just happened?
We all were stunned.
And could you see it coming? Because sometimes
We
you
heard
can
whispers.
see things kind
No,
of
you just
developing
heard
over
whispers.
time.
You just heard whispers. Coach Johnson wasn't the best at just hiding stuff.
Right.
He'll let things leak and whisper. You heard whispers. And so when it happened, you weren't totally shocked. But we lost our discipline. We lost our discipline that year. And we came back and won it a year, but we lost our discipline. And that burnt Troy. That burnt Troy because now he had to be a little bit more vocal.
And that wasn't who he was.
That wasn't who he was, man. Troy just Jimmy was everything for him. And all he had to do was just direct this ship. Step up, say something when he needed to. The majority of the time, Jimmy was handling that business. Coach Switzer was not going to change anything, and he didn't. But we got a little bit looser, and then we gathered all we had for that last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when we won that last Super Bowl, I knew it. I told my wife at that time, I said, Miss Dorothy, we through.
It's over.
I said, it's over. Thank you, Larry Brown. Not once, but twice. But this thing over with. I knew it was, dog. Yeah. And that was the end of that story. Yes, it was.
Man, and you think about those times and those 3 and 4 years, the players, the coaches, and I'm glad that you're here today because when this comes out, this upcoming weekend,
Right.
Jimmy Johnson will be finally
yes,
inducted to the Cowboys Ring of Honor.
Right.
Which a lot of you guys said, boy, this is long overdue. Just briefly kind of give me your feeling about when you heard the news and it's happening, and now everyone is kind of coming from near and far to gather in Dallas this weekend for Jimmy Johnson's induction.
We were doing a show, we were doing a show, one of the pregame shows, and they was like, well, we don't want to, man, come on, man. Coach Johnson's going, man, that's all. Forget the game. Let's talk about this.
Right,
this here is huge.
Right.
This is huge, man. And I'm telling you, Coach Johnson, Mr. Jones was inseparable until that Costas interview. And it just all.
You're talking about when Jimmy went and interviewed with
Costa, and they asked, well, was he? Do you respect him at bar? But anyway. When I heard that, I was just so excited, man. And to this, and like I told people, that I'm like, I ain't doing the show. If the show gonna conflict with me going to try to break in here and jump the fence and get up in here and see Coach, because all they wanted was the Ring of Honor guys. Come on, man, the Ring of Honor guys. No. If it was 300 guys. It was 300 no-name guys. It wasn't no Ring Honor. We didn't see Bob Lilly and all these dudes when we was out there doing them 8 tour-a-days. You know what I'm saying? When we open up the season, come on, bro. Look at him. And I'm talking about the guy like Dale Hellestray, Mike Saxon, Mark Tournay, guys like that, where we had to open up. This was the beginning of practice. We were 8 o'clock, be taped, 9:30, be on the field. Hey, inside after we finish the inside run.
Right.
We full gear. I ain't seen none of these Ring of Honor dudes out there full gear, getting bloody knuckles, getting beat up, ankles blowed out. Come on. I'm still upset about that. We should have every guy that got cut from Jimmy as an example. Curvin Richards should be here. You know what I'm saying? George Roper should be here for falling asleep in the meeting.
Yeah.
All these examples, man, that got cut to prove Jimmy's point. They should be here. Like Michael Jordan did, like, hey, I want to invite y'all to the guy who made me who I am.
I forgot to say this before, but it was you and I always joke about just in our normal conversations the difference, right? Because there's a difference, right? There was a difference of Troy was different.
Yes.
Right? Emmett was different.
Yes, they were.
Mike, different.
Yes.
Dion, different.
Right.
Charles, different.
Right.
And it was a story. I think was it Eric Williams who was late to the meeting or went missing on the Super Bowl?
It was Eric. It was Eric.
Eric.
Got right up in there. He done got right.
and everyone talked about, boy, if it was anybody else, it's like,
let me tell you this.
Because Jimmy said what before the meeting? You guys get there and he's like, listen, if you late, if you missing, you ain't playing.
Oh, bruh, this Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
And so Eric done missed the whole meeting. He done got drunk and done got locked in his room, sleep. They can't even get in there. And everybody, oh my God, oh man, how we gonna do this without Big E? This was our tone setter and everything. And Jimmy came in and Eric was sitting there and all the whole team there. And Jimmy looked at him. You ready to play? Are you ready to get going? Big E like, yeah. All right, let's go. Shit, Jimmy, shoot me. Jimmy wasn't gonna cut off his nose despite his face to make nobody out there in them streets or the media feel good. He did not care. But he also knew, like Coach Belichick is beginning to find out, you gotta have players.
Gotta have players. And it's basically like, hey, listen, everybody gets treated fairly, but not everybody gets treated the same.
Yes, sir.
Right? It was like,
yes,
listen, I'm gonna treat everybody fair, but Troy gonna get a little different treatment.
Yeah, Troy, you can go see, you can go to concert. Nate, you need to be out there on the field running.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, you guys had a collection of just characters.
Yes.
And when people ask me about, Jess, man, you played in the league and what do you miss the most?
Yes.
And it's never Sunday for me. Sunday was the after effect, right? That was okay, we put the work in, we go out there, we beat somebody else up on Sunday.
Right.
But it was the locker room, the plane, the bus, all those other, activities.
I used to have to get on the defensive bus because on the offensive bus, they were too serious. So I get on the defensive bus with Dion and all them guys, me and Mike and all the jokers. Right. We would all get on the defensive bus. And some of the defensive guys would get on the bus and look back there and see me, and they'll get on the offensive bus. Because we was going to get at it, man. We were so unique and what we could say to one another. And we had our issues with race. We had our issues with people's wives. We had our issues with mothers. We had what every other team in America has. My wife don't like your wife. We had all of that.
Yeah,
but we made an
issue with scissors too.
Yeah.
Scissors getting the wrong hands of certain guys in the locker room. They might.
But bro, we had a pact with one another as teammates. Don't none of that matter when it come to us. If I said something wrong to your wife, I'm going to go to her and I'm going to apologize. I think I said something out of line one time to Russell Maryland's wife. He said, Nate, you said something wrong. You need to apologize. Ma'am, I am truly sorry. I will never say it again. And for this conversation, it is over. Because Russ, not his wife, but Russ meant that much to me. Even if I meant what I said to her, Russ made it better than that. I don't know if it's a genuine love out there for teammates like that now. But one thing I did not want to do is not be able to come and sit down, not be able to sit down with Russ, not be able to sit down with Troy, not be able to sit down with Big E. I to this day, And then my teammates say, hey, I don't like Nate. I'm definitely want to know why. And if I can apologize or make it better, I'm going to do it. Because, bro, what we done, ain't too many people can do. Yeah, and not the way we did it. Not too many people have
done it.
Yeah, I mean, not the way we did it.
You take the page out of the picture. Not too many people have done. Teams, organizations, franchises have
Well,
done.
see, they don't love each other like – see, Gronk and Tom love each other, and maybe the little wide receivers love it, but they ain't got that love we got. I promise you they don't, because the 49ers didn't have that love for one another that we had. They didn't – no, bro. We the creators of the White House. We the creators of the little bars we used to hang out. These bars still in place, bro.
Yeah.
We was the ones down there on Harry Hines and bringing it to a new light. We, the Dallas Cowboy. Now, whether you like it or not,
right.
like I tell you, when we do our other show, I said whether it's wrong or right how Coach Johnson treated people. That is for me that ain't for me to decide. That's for you as fans to decide. But guess what? There's 3 Super Bowl rings behind all of that. And I ain't saying to make it right or wrong. It's just how it was at that time.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, it's still talked about, right? We're talking about 27, 28 years ago. Right? And people are still talking about it today. Like that is the impact that team, those group of men had on the franchise of the Cowboys, because the Cowboys aren't who they are today if that doesn't happen. And now they are this big conglomerate now still trying to chase. They're still chasing the ghost. Like, you think about it, they're still chasing the ghost of who you guys were.
How about them boys?
That is that's a great thing, man. And now we have Coach Johnson. He's headed into the Ring of Honor,
man.
This Saturday. I think we all know it's long.
The guy you love to hate. Coach Johnson was the guy you love to hate. I'm telling you.
Was he the greatest coach that you ever played for? For you?
Yes. I loved Coach Landry, but I didn't know him or got close to him like I did Coach Johnson. Coach Johnson didn't let you get too close, but you saw enough of him, if he liked you, to see that he was human. Up on all that focus, he was human, whereas I could never get close to Coach Landry. But I love who he is, man. So it's Coach Johnson and Coach Landry right there, and I'm telling you, Coach Switzer, I'm down with him too. I played for some great coaches, brother. I played with some great coaches.